Pack your bags, we're headed on a big old ride. With dreams of sunlit shores and the open skies. From the hills of Cyprus to where the world collides.
All right, ready for a little escape today?
Oh, yeah.
We're diving into a travel blog called A New Life Planned in Cyprus.
Sounds intriguing already.
Right, and it gets better. This couple, Rob and Mandy, moved to Cyprus from Cardiff back in 2006.
Okay.
Loving their life in this village of Pizuri.
Nice.
Think charming Mediterranean coast. The Troodos Mountains.
I'm picturing it.
But guess what? Their January 2024 posts are all about a Caribbean cruise. We're talking sun sand and a detour to Jamaica.
Wow. How come?
So let's jump right into their journey. Their first post from January 10th is titled A Day at Sea, and it starts off picture perfect. Sunbathing, attending a talk about Cuba, even enjoying a band called Dem Boys.
Dem Boys on a Caribbean cruise. They have to be a reggae band. Maybe with a little island flair thrown in for good measure. Just picturing it makes me want to grab a tropical drink.
I know, right? And to round out that classic cruise ship experience, they even squeezed in a pub quiz and some bingo.
Nice.
But here's where things take a turn. Remember how their blog is called A New Life Planned in Cyprus?
Yeah.
Well, their Day at Sea post ends with a mention of some seriously rough weather.
Interesting. You know what they say? Experienced sailors often write the best stories about storms. Keep that in mind. It'll be interesting to see if this seemingly small detail pops up again.
Ooh, good catch. I'm already sensing some foreshadowing here. Fast forward to their Havana post on January 11th, and it's clear that rough weather wasn't just a passing shower. Mandy's down for the count. Probably from the rocking and rolling of the ship.
Poor Mandy. There's nothing worse than getting sick on vacation, especially when you're in such a vibrant place like Havana.
Totally. But Rob, being the trooper he seems to be, heads out to explore solo. He stumbles upon classic cars, those vintage beauties that Havana is known for. He even mentions that they were doing a roaring trade with tourists, which paints such a vivid picture, don't you think?
Absolutely. You can practically hear the rumble of those engines and feel the energy of the city just from that one phrase.
Right. Rob continues his solo adventure down Obispo Street, this bustling street that cuts through the heart of Old Havana, from the Plaza de Armas to the waterfront at Puerto Martin.
Ah, Obispo Street. It's one of those places that truly captures the essence of Havana. You've got the grandeur of the colonial architecture, the lively street vendors, the aroma of Cuban coffee wafting from the cafes. It's an assault on the senses in the best way possible.
It sounds amazing. And of course, he visits the Capitolio building, you know, the one with the iconic golden dome and those sprawling gardens.
Must see in Havana for sure. It's a stunning blend of architectural styles, and the gardens provide a welcome respite from the city's buzz.
Then he pops into a place called La Vitrola for a refreshing beer. Expert, any insights on this spot? Does the name ring a bell?
It most certainly does. La Vitrola actually refers to those old-fashioned record players, the kind with the big horns. And guess what? There's a famous bar in Old Havana called La Vitrola, known for its live Cuban music, strong mojitos, and vintage atmosphere. Even gets a nod in one of Hemingway's novels. I wonder if this is the same place.
Wow, that's incredible. See, this is what I love about these deep dives. We uncover these little hidden gems and their connections to history. It makes you want to hop on a plane and experience it all firsthand.
I'm right there with you.
Sadly for Rob, it's a bittersweet victory, exploring solo while Mandy's stuck on board. It sounds like she rallied just enough to catch the sunset over Havana from the ship's deck.
That's both romantic and a little heartbreaking. I'm curious to see if this whole experience, the rough seas and Mandy getting sick, affects their outlook for the rest of the trip.
Good point. Speaking of the rest of their trip, are you ready to speed things up a bit as we cover their whirlwind tour? Because next up, we've got Cozumel, the Cayman Islands, and a whole lot more in store. All right, so picture this. We're hopping off the ship and diving into the heart of the Caribbean, quick stops, vivid snapshots, and maybe a few more bumps along the way. What do you say? Are you up for a whirlwind tour with Rob and Mandy?
I'm buckled up and ready for anything.
Love it. So they arrive in Cozumel, Mexico on January 13th. And remember that rough patch of ocean we talked about earlier? Well, it seems it finally caught up with them because now they're both under the weather.
Oh, no. Talk about bad timing. Hopefully they can still salvage some of their time in Cozumel.
Right. Well, Rob, being the dedicated blogger that he is, rallies enough to find some medicine and, of course, squeeze in some emails.
Those emails. It seems like they're determined to stay connected, even in paradise.
I know, right? Maybe they're searching for the local remedy. Or maybe they're just letting everyone know that even paradise has its downsides.
Yeah.
But hey, speaking of staying connected, their next stop takes them to the Cayman Islands on January 15th. They tender over to Georgetown, grab a quick email check-in at a cafe. Seriously, are they ever truly offline? And then wander through the town. Now get this. They describe Georgetown as very clean and manicured.
Clean and manicured. It's an interesting choice of words, isn't it? I'm sensing a but coming.
You read my mind. It does feel like they're hinting at something. Most travel bloggers would be gushing over pristine streets and perfect sidewalks. But with Rob and Mandy, I feel like they're looking for a little more character. A little less sterile.
Exactly. It's like they're searching for the soul of a place, the raw and the real, even amidst the beauty.
And you know what always brings a dose of reality back into focus, even in paradise? Pricey beer. They make a point of mentioning that little detail.
Yeah, of course.
But all is not lost. Back on board the ship, they managed to catch another performance by none other than Dem Boys.
It seems like Dem Boys are a cruise ship staple. Maybe they follow the ship from port to port, keeping the party going.
Maybe. It does add a fun little rhythm to their journey, wouldn't you say?
It does.
But okay, hold on to your hats, because we're about to take a sharp turn off the cruise ship circuit and into a whole new adventure. They're ditching the floating buffet and the organized excursions for the vibrant island of Jamaica. What do you think awaits them on this little detour expert?
Oh, Jamaica. Now we're talking. I'm picturing lush landscapes.
Yeah.
The rhythmic pulse of reggae music. And, of course, the irresistible flavors of Jamaican cuisine. Let's see what Rob and Mandy discover on this leg of their journey.
All right, so their January 16th post is all about settling into their hotel, the Holiday Inn in Montego Bay. They unpack, freshen up, and then get ready for this. They head on to a private island.
A private island. Now, that's a perk you don't hear about every day.
Yeah.
Especially not at a Holiday Inn. I'm intrigued. This has to be something special.
Right. It makes you wonder what hidden gems they might uncover on this exclusive little slice of paradise.
Right.
But okay, fast forward to their January 17th post, and it's a bit of a roller coaster of emotions, you know. They visit the Rose Hall Market, which unfortunately gets a thumbs down from them. Huge disappointment. Tourist trap. Those are fighting words for travelers, right?
They're not holding back. But, that kind of honesty is refreshing, especially in the world of travel blogs, where everything is often portrayed as picture perfect.
I agree. It's a reminder that not every experience, even in the most beautiful destinations, is going to be amazing.
And that's okay. Because, let's be honest, those unexpected hiccups, the disappointments, they often make for the best stories later on.
Absolutely. And they certainly add a layer of authenticity to their journey. But okay, let's dive back into their day. Despite the market letdown, Rob, ever the optimist, finds a moment of wonder, this time under a pier. He goes for a swim and stumbles upon a school of colorful fish.
It's like he has this knack for finding the extraordinary in the ordinary, the hidden beauty that others might overlook. It speaks volumes about how he approaches not just travel, but life in general, wouldn't you say?
That's such a great observation. And it makes you wonder, how do we cultivate that kind of appreciation for the little things, the unexpected moments of wonder in our own lives?
Why?
But okay, enough philosophizing for now.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Rob and Mandy. They have a true Jamaican experience with jerk chicken, relax by the pool, and enjoy a local band at night. However, another meal, another disappointment. This time it's an Italian restaurant called Sorrento. Bad food and service. They even mention that they hate to give poor reviews. But sometimes honesty is the best policy.
I think that speaks volumes about their commitment to authenticity. They're not afraid to share the good, the bad, and the ugly, which makes their blog all the more relatable.
Totally. But, okay, get ready for one final act in this Jamaican adventure. Because their last day is full of surprises, weather woes, and a dash of what-are-the-odds misfortune. So it's their last day in Jamaica, January 22nd, and you'd think they'd catch a break from the weather drama by now, right?
You'd hope so, especially on their last day.
Right. But alas, it's not meant to be. They wake up to overcast skies, crazy strong winds, and a red flag on the beach, which, as any seasoned traveler knows, means no swimming allowed.
Oh, no, that's the worst. Especially when you're in Jamaica, known for its beautiful beaches and clear blue waters. It's like Mother Nature's playing a little prank on them.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You know what they say, when life gives you limes, make a margarita or something like that. Instead of pouting about the beach situation, they hop on a bus and head into Montego Bay town.
Which, thinking back to their market experience, might be a deliberate choice. Remember how underwhelmed they were with the Rose Hall Market, calling it a tourist trap? Maybe they're hoping to find something a little more authentic in the heart of the town itself.
That's a great point. And their description of Montego Bay doesn't disappoint. They describe it as a riot of color noise and colorful characters. I can practically hear the reggae music drifting through the streets, the smell of jerk chicken filling the air.
It's funny how a few well-chosen words can really transport you, isn't it?
Totally. But okay, just as they're soaking up the sights and sounds of Montego Bay, guess what happens? The heavens open up.
Oh no, not another downpour.
Yep, you guessed it. A torrential downpour sends them scrambling for cover, and where do they end up? Of all places, Margaritaville.
You've got to be kidding me. Not another overpriced tourist trap. At this point, I'd be tempted to brave the downpour and seek out the nearest local bar, even if it meant getting soaked to the bone.
Right. But hey, maybe that's part of their travel charm. They find themselves in these situations, these unexpected detours, and they embrace them, even if it means a slightly overpriced margarita.
True. And let's be honest, sometimes you just need a good margarita, even if it's from a tourist trap.
Exactly. But their string of bad luck doesn't end there. Another downpour later that evening forces them to miss their dinner reservation at a place called Seabreeze. Talk about ending the trip on a soggy note.
It's almost comical at this point. But you know what? Through it all, the rough seas, the stomach bugs, the weather woes, they never seem to lose their sense of adventure, their ability to find those little moments of joy, even amidst the chaos.
That's such a great observation. And it's a good reminder for all of us, isn't it? That travel, like life, is full of surprises, some good, some not so good. But it's how we navigate those unexpected twists and turns that truly shapes our experience.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So there you have it, Rob and Mandy's excellent Caribbean adventure, complete with cruise ship bingo, a Cuban escapade, a touch of Jamaican trauma, and a whole lot of weather-related mishaps.
They certainly packed a lot into one trip.
They did, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it? After all that, the ups and downs, the unexpected turns, do you think they return to their new life in Cyprus feeling refreshed and rejuvenated, or maybe just a little bit relieved to be back in their peaceful village?
That's the beauty of it all, isn't it?
Yeah.
We get to imagine the ending for ourselves.
I love that. And on that note, we'll leave you with that thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Rob and Mandy's world. Until next time, happy travels, everyone.
Where we never hide.